You get to the finals and you guys are so exhausted and so spent from trying so hard to get to the finals, it's tough to, you know, get fired back up for that final game. You know, that's just a struggle we all go through. I mean, we went through it all last summer. You play so much. We went through it. We won a big championship. We played 7 games in one weekend. We won the championship. It was huge. Went back the next weekend, and it was like our championship hangover. We were so flat. We looked like a completely different team. So, Sonny, I know what you're talking about, man. We've been there, and you know, I think it's just a matter of sending the message to the kids that every time we're on the field, we have something to prove. You know, last game is history. Now we have to focus on playing the best 6 or 7 innings that we can right now, and it's challenging, right? I mean, when you're at the field for 7-8 hours a day, it's difficult, you know, but I think that's the message right there. You got to do your best to stay energized as a coach, you know, give the kids water, give them food, you know, keep them hydrated, you know, and then try to forget about the last game, reset, you know, let's go through a quick little warm up and get ready for this championship. Yeah. I think that's the biggest challenge for me.
I think that's an awesome question. It happened to us yesterday. We were winning 4-2. We're playing against a good team. We're in the 3rd inning, 4th inning. We're like, all right, like we're playing good baseball. We're doing good stuff, and all of a sudden, one error, right? One error, and then all of a sudden it seemed like the storm came over our heads. Everyone started getting on their heels a little bit, or that's what it seemed like anyway, right? Then it's like this happens. Next, you know, they tied it up. It's 4-4. Now we're down 6-4, and it was like, what just happened? We just went from being super pumped to like nobody wanting the ball like that. And I think that it starts with us as coaches, like Coach Steve said. Us as coaches, what are we doing when all of a sudden the score's getting closer, or you know, we're nice and chill and nice and relaxed when we're winning, but then all of a sudden what happens when we start losing? Or does the coaching staff start to all of a sudden put more pressure on the guys and start coaching differently? And so I think that's super important, because there was a play when it was 4-2 that we had a runner on first base. He had just gotten a single, and there was a lefty on the mound, and he does this. He comes set, he lifts his leg up, and he holds it there. All of a sudden, one of our coaches in the dugout starts screaming, balk, balk. And then the other coaches, balk, balk. Next thing you know, 4 guys are screaming balk. The guy on first base who was stealing all of a sudden slows down. Ground ball hit to the second baseman. He gets it. He actually bobbled it, but our runner practically stopped. He took it, threw it to second base, and we're like, and that was like the game changer. That right there, that situation was almost like the shift in the game. And the coach wasn't wrong. It was like the guy had just started to pitch, so he lifts his leg, he holds, and then he still pitched, and it was almost like that right there was almost like the momentum changer of the whole game. Now, am I going to say that's what was? Who knows? But there's always a point in the game where you can be like, you know, at this time when this happened, things started to get a little bit different. And we ended up losing. We were trying to bounce back, and it was almost like the wind was out of our sails and we just couldn't get it going again. So I don't think there's any magic pill on when things start going bad, how to regroup it, except for, you know, calling timeout, bringing your guys in, doing what you can do to. But that's baseball. I mean, I think that can happen in your daily life, right? You're having a great day, and all of a sudden one thing happens, and everything falls apart. Everything starts falling apart. It seems like.
It's funny because Duke and I we just finished shooting our newest course, and a lot of it is the mental game, and it's, you know, the game within the game, and managing players and their emotions, and you know what they struggle with, what makes them nervous, what makes them tick. And I went out yesterday for a mound visit in the 6th inning. We're up 10-3. Long story short, we end up losing the game 12-10. You know, the other team, you know, we walked a bunch of guys, a bunch of errors. It comes down to wanting the ball in that situation. And everybody on our team at that point was so nervous because we walked a couple guys, we made a couple errors. It's like we were on eggshells. I mean, rundowns, simple rundowns where we could have got the kid out easily. You know, we're babying throws, and then we're short hopping them. Then other kids are trying to throw really hard and they're airmailing throws. So, you know, it's talking to your guys so that after an error, right? I'm playing second, Duke's playing short. If I make an error, it's Coach Duke's job to look at me, hey, Steve, we got the next one. So what? You're going to make this next play. And that doesn't happen at the younger ages because everybody kind of goes into their little shell. They're nervous. There's really no talking going on. Instead of finding that one leader on the field, and I talked to our shortstop about it because he is very vocal, and he's a great player, and he's a team leader. He's constantly talking. But in that situation, everybody goes, gets nervous. They don't really want the ball hit to them. And then when it is, they just press the panic button. So I think it's, teaching the players to communicate with each other too. Say, hey, so what? And in that situation, we could have given up a grand slam and we were still way in the lead. But that's just baseball, and it's just one thing after the other. I mean, 3 rundowns, a ball thrown, 3 guys backing up all missed it. It was a merry-go-round, and it was stressful and it was tough because we couldn't stop the leaking, and we ended up losing. But again, it's early in the season. It's 12U baseball. It was fun, and it's something that we can learn from.